Welcome to your NCAA Weekly Community Raw podcast, starring your host, Cook, and special guest, Neek. Fuck a cracked helmet. We're cracking craniums out here, you motherfuckers.
Hey everybody, this is Cook, here with my boy Neek. What are we talking about today, Neek?
You know, we're going to talk about some things that need to be aired out, and so we're going to start off with the first topic. Let's see here. YouTube commentators. That'll be the first topic we'll discuss today. And we'll also discuss just online players in general that don't YouTube commentate. And last but not least, some glitching, some DC glitchers and in-game glitching and, you know, things of that nature. And maybe some bonus topics at the end if you guys are real lucky. So where are we going to go with now, Cook?
Let's start off with the YouTube commentators. What do you have in mind?
Well, you know what I have in mind, and I mean, I'm going to get probably a heated response for this, but who really gives a shit? Adicards, a.k.a. Aldina Korak. His name's actually pronounced Adi because he's Bosnian. He's around here. I mean, when I went to high school, and even the ones I see dicking around downtown and among other places, they'd be kicking. Well, I'll just go back to high school with the Bosnians. They'd be fucking around in a fresh patch of grass to play soccer. These assholes are in the fucking parking lot, denting up cars and shit. They're the next Bosnia Herzegovina war-torn striker. But, you know, besides the fact that, yeah, like that one guy, Yes We Can't, that dude with the speech impediment on YouTube, he aired out Adicards, and well deserved. He is a fraud. He's about 5'10", $140 on a real solid day. I mean, he's got to be real swole. He's got to have done at least bench press the bar, which is 45 pounds, at least 12 times. Just get a little pump in, you know, just for him to be a bit, you know, secure about himself. Yeah, he's a real fraud. He's a real war-torn, so he's probably pretty insecure about himself. And he calls people faggots all the time. And I mean, anybody who is repeating that word an exponential amount of times, most likely is one themselves. I mean, this one guy on YouTube, he posted he kind of aired him out with a picture of him. But do you recall that?
I think I do. I do recall.
Yeah. It was a real good deal. This guy, he was wearing some dumbass New Era fitted that was 1 or 2 sizes too big for him. Had a fucking airbrush XXX tall tee of some Louisville shit. We're in America, the South in general. But besides the point, some nice fucking Vato Loco long ass shorts on, and he had some custom painted dumbass Air Force Ones, had Adicards on them, like Adicards, excuse me. It was a real travesty. I mean, yeah. I mean, he says he wears LRG in that one movie, or not video. I called it a movie.
And we lost you there. I'll go ahead and jump in and say that I also think he's a fraud. I mean, who'd buy an ebook from a guy that's not even good, you know? Just goes to show you how he thinks he's a YouTube celebrity, you know, but in reality he's not that good.
Yeah, and like we were discussing before we even got on here about his athletic ability with his basketball highlights. I mean, in all sarcasticness, I've never seen more fast twitch muscle fiber on a Bosnian in my life until I watched that UEFA tour. The boy's got a nice jumper. You know, he's got a nice crossover. He was crossing over what his 10-year-old brother, playing on an 8-foot hoop, getting rim checked out here. You know, just things that just embarrass yourself more than your YouTube videos, which is pretty tough to do. But you found a way, Adicards. So congratulations if you can understand me. I don't know if you need a translator or whatnot. Yeah, that's pretty much Adicards in a nutshell.
Okay. On the back of that, how do you feel about the Goon Squad? Are you terrified of them, or any concern?
Totally. I mean, what the hell are you gonna do? You're gonna throw a ski mask on and run into my house and with your Xbox controller in hand, armed and ready to goon kick me, or throw a rocket catch or some lame shit you do in your ebooks? Like, fuck out of here. I'll fucking come in and do that. I'll fucking get your information, take your PayPal account away, and reap the benefits. How about that one for a goon squad move?
Yeah, you might want to be careful with those threats, because we saw what happened with I Am Superman, whatever that dude is. He's gonna go to federal prison for life.
I know. He's gonna get locked up in one of those Bosnian prisons.
Yeah, Adicards has connections with the police, man. I don't know if we should retract that statement.
Oh, he's a rata?
Yeah, you could say that.
Is Adicards wearing the wire at all times? Because I could believe it.
Speaking of rats, another YouTube commentator, Shocker360. What do you think of him?
Oh, Shocker360 with the turbo blitz. He got that little big turbo blitz. And stick to gobbling up empanadas and celebrating Dia de los Muertos. You might want to partake in the muerto part. I do know a little Spanish, so yeah. Enough of him though. He needs a translator too, just like Adicards.
Yeah, which makes you wonder how all these internationals are making ebooks.
I know these guys are from countries that American football is really frowned upon. They're coming from countries where football is praised. Well, the one where the circle and they wear the lighter cleats and they kick the ball in the back of a net. Not field goals, but goals as in like a goal.
Yeah, and lastly for YouTube commentators, what do you think about Cold World? He's another one of I think he's a Goon Squad member. I'm not too sure, but what do you think?
From what I hear, he's a very young human being. I really don't know if it's confirmed if he's potty trained yet. I still think he's got a babysitter and has a bedtime, just like the Admiral. His father keeps him in check. Aldina Korak keeps those kids in check there. I know he's probably 20, 21 years old. He still's got a bedtime. So Cold World, I'm pretty sure his bedtime's around 10 o'clock, and Adicards gets a nice weekend at 12 o'clock, and he's got to hit the hay,
All right, so we'll be expecting a response from one of these three. I can guarantee it.
Oh, yeah, it's guaranteed, and I'll welcome it, You guys, like I said, Adicards, he kind of stumbles over his words when he tries to say a big word, and this is a second language.
Yeah.
So it's understandable. I mean, I should be able to enunciate words and flow with my sentences a little bit better than them, so to speak. It's not their language, so I think we should just move on to the next topic and leave those guys in the grave where they already are.
Yeah, enough about those clowns. All right, let's move on to online leaderboards.
Yeah, let's go ahead and check those out. I was looking forward to this topic when we first got into this, and it's definitely something we need to get into. So let's go ahead.
All right, so we got NFL Revis, number one. You had any contact with him, and you know anything about him?
Yeah, they've been talking about me. They accuse me of IP, kicking people offline and IP booting and what have you, and that's just not a part of my vocabulary. Never heard of it until they brought it up in a lobby. I researched it on the internet. Google's a powerful thing, and I checked it out, and it's a load of bullshit, and that it looks like that's what they do. They've been confirmed. They're also confirmed mathletes. Their lives are a little shaky, probably on the social scene. They try to live their lives through, it looks like, NFL players based on their gamer tags, and I'm sure the most athletic thing they've ever done is actually pick up an Xbox controller and flick their thumbs around and hit a few buttons quickly,
Yep, I've heard he's a starred pupil at Nicholls State.
Oh yeah, Nicholls State. What sorority is he in?
I'm not sure. I have to get some more info on that.
Yeah, well, hopefully he doesn't end up hazed like that one person at Florida A&M. That could be a. Well, actually, I do hope that, but you know, too soon? No, I don't think so. But yeah, those guys are a bunch of idiots. Very asinine. You just don't get it. Goon of Madden and Goon of NCAA, they fall in the same realm. They accuse me of doing the same thing, and it's very funny. I appreciate it. And they're actually the ones that do it. They admitted to it in a party on Xbox Live. Let's see, was it set the 24th of July, 2012? Confirm that there.
Sorry to cut you off there, but let's talk about Almost Famous. I understand you had some contact with him. Tell us a little bit about that.
What a fucking crybaby. And that's all I gotta say, you know. There wasn't enough Kleenex in the room for me to provide him the ample amount to stop those tear ducts from flowing, you know. Real shame. He booted me out of the party about 4 times, kept inviting me back. He was kind of like an ex-girlfriend who just wouldn't get over you. He had a nice little record, and what I did is I just straight up beat him. And he accused me of glitching, and, that's just the way it is, when you're pretty good at this game. And we'll just leave it at that. And he had his little butt buddy in there trying to get on me, and, fight your own battles, and that's the way it should be. Yeah.
All right. Is there anybody else we should talk about today?
Let's kind of go down the list here. Oh, Expired Ermine, another person that talking shit on an unnamed site about some IP booting and whatnot, and that guy actually IP booted me. That's a shame. So hypocrites upon hypocrites upon hypocrites seem to play EA Sports titles, and that's another thing. In Primetime 21 as well, like you said. Very similar to the other Almost Famous as well, so give him a shout out there. And so we've got a few NFL guys still up in there, and everyone else, who knows what they do. And just watch out for those records. Just be a smart. Use your noodle.
Yep.
Just in layman's for you.
That's one tip we can give you guys out there. You watch you play.
Use your fucking noodle.
All right. So what do you want to talk about next? What's our next topic?
What was our next topic there? We had the DC glitchers and leaderboards, and let me see here. We could speak about. I mean, it's a good day to talk about. Yeah, the DC glitchers. We talked about that, and yeah, and KUSHSHOELACEDU, that little fella. I think we talked. Did we not talk about him yet?
We have not. Go ahead. Feel free.
Yeah, I mean, from what I hear, he's a very young human being, just like Cold World. I don't think Cold World's addicted to heroin like KUSHSHOELACE is. I don't know if he's still going through withdrawals or if he relapsed or what have you, but this dude is a schizophrenic. He kind of snaps at the wrong moments. He is actually impersonating Adicards, which is just as bad as being Adicards, in my opinion. So kudos to Adicards for that. I mean, you got all whoop-de-fucking-do, but yeah, it's a shame.
All right.
Just kind of airing out the community, it's a good day.
We have an email from one of our viewers who wants his email answered.
Okay.
It's coming in from Mr. Leafy Dwarf. He asks, what do we think of this year's game? How do we like the gameplay?
The gameplay is definitely smoother. Very disappointed in the run blocking. There's many teams out there in real life that do run the ball